Hello and welcome back to the Hype Bulletin, hosted by yours truly, Ralph Mentor, where we'll be going in on the Boston Celtics and their streaking, and going into the last week of the regular season and all. And the Red Sox are finally stacking some W's and all too as well. So we'll be getting into that in today's episode. Trying to figure out the sounds and all. But if you guys are joining us today, you guys are watching on the YouTube side, please like, share, and subscribe to help support the podcast and all. If you guys are listening on the podcast side, like Apple, Overcast, and Spotify and all, please leave us a rating, add us to your library for any past, present, and future episodes. Any past, present, and future episodes on the podcast and all too as well. Yeah, guess I'm excited and all because the Red Sox finally got themselves another W this afternoon and all too as well. But before I get there, let's talk about the C's real quick and their little, I think, 4-game winning streak and all. Win against the, let's bring up the screen and all because I can't do all this in my head and all. We got the website up. Yeah, please visit us at LikeEagleLLC.com, 1E in that too as well. And I'm sure you can catch the links in our descriptions and all too as well. But let's get the Boston Celtics on the screen, coming off a 113-102 win against the Charlotte Hornets and all too as well. Jaylen Brown showed out. I think he dropped 35 points in that game and all. Let's double check. Yep, 35 points in 43 minutes. Jason Tatum dropped 23 points and 39 minutes. And let me show the stats at least, and let's see if we can do that word. Here we go. And who else had a big game in all Tuesday? And Mish Cueto was awesome in all two as well. I think he started 6 for 6 before finishing off with 6 for 7 in all two as well. Just continues to play better for the team in all two as well. I'm really looking like a more interesting cog in the playoffs in all two as well. Nikola Vucevic got some minutes finally too as well. I think this was his second game back from the injury and all too as well. Looked decent. Looked better obviously in the fourth quarter and all. I'm one of the Celtics fans where I'm willing to give him some time at least in all too as well. You can tell in the last two games, or at least in the first two games, whatever, however you want to lay it at least and all. He's looked better he's looked better as of late, but in the last two games, at least on Tuesday. But he's just looked better with, it just doesn't look slow. He doesn't look behind, at least on Tuesday as well. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last episode, but I kind of compared him to Garza and how Garza looked in his first stretch with the team, at least, and all sat down for a while and was able to come back in the later stretch of the season and all, was able to give you some impact and all too as well. Vucevic to me looked good in the fourth quarter. Just gonna hit a 3-point shot. Was able to hit one bat. I think 1 for 10. For a time he was 0 for 9 for a while in that basketball game and all too as well. But he was able to get a little flip shot off a putback, I believe, to get his first basket at least. I think in the fourth quarter. I believe in the fourth quarter and all too as well. Had a bunch of open looks, especially in the corner and all too as well. It looked like he rushed it because he airballed one of them. I think he missed long on another one, on the other side of the rim and all too as well. But I'm encouraged the way he looks at least all too as well. You can just tell in the first 12 games he was more behind, and it looks like the time off and all too as well was able to get him more caught up to how just the speed on how the Celtics play at least and all too as well. I think I mentioned too in the last episode and all too as well where coming from the Chicago Bulls and all too as well, there is a lack of effort on their team at least and all too as well. When it comes to the C's, obviously the effort level is at a different degree at least and all. So I think it just took him a while to figure it out. Now can he slow himself down a bit to hit a couple shots and all too as well? But I think I'm encouraged based on his based on his first two games back at least and all too as well. Baylor Shireman had a solid game too as well. Didn't play as many minutes at least not two as well, but hit a big 3 there too as well. I remember also what's it called there? He had himself an offensive rebound. Was able to find Payne Pritchard on the right wing on the side of the foot that they were on at least on two as well. And he hit himself a big 3 too as well. So it was a dope assist. I think it was his only assist, and that was a dope assist that he had there too as well. Payne Pritchard seems to be on point with his shot at least on two as well. 4 for 7, and I'm very excited with the Jordan Walshmans too as well. LaMelo Ball was killing the Celtics for a good part of this game at least and all too as well. But his defense really stepped up in the third quarter, forcing some turnovers and all too as well. Even throughout the game, he's forcing some turnovers on LaMelo Ball and all too as well. I think it was a big cinch to kind of slowing him down and all. I know Jaylen Brown picked up the assignment mostly on him in the fourth quarter and all too as well. But like to see him play more, just brings him more, brings more physicality, lack of a better word at least and all. Compared to Sam Hauser, who was great, who was okay, I should say, at least and all too as well. He's been great, I should say, but what's it called there? Just he lacks physicality. He's not a bad defender, but just lacks physicality compared to what Jordan Walsh gives to the Boston offense at the 4 position when he's able to 4 or 3 position when he's able to play at least in all 2 as well. So solid win there. Like I said, I think they're on the C's are on the 4-game win streak. Can I find my mouse? Cool. I think they're on the 4-game win streak. They beat the Raptors on Sunday. I'm trying to remember the game before that. The Heat, yeah, they smacked the Heat 147 to 129 and all too as well. And they came off that loss and all, yeah, beat the Bucks too with a 133 to 1-0 score in Milwaukee and all too as well. So great stretch for them and all too as well. The schedule has been lacking, as you can see. A good team like Atlanta, they were able to beat them at home, but Atlanta was able to beat them back in Boston and all too as well. I'm sure I mentioned that in the last episode and all too as well. So yeah, I think the last episode they're coming off the Heat win at least all too as well. So yeah, since then 3-game winning streak since then at least and all. Got the Knicks for a big game on Thursday. I kind of anticipated of a certain amount of players not playing. You're seeing Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Namish Queta. There's someone else on the injury report too as well. Jason Tatum is not on the injury. Oh, Derek White. I think I said Derek White. Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Namish Queta. There's someone else. There's 4 players that I saw on the injury report today and all too as well. No Jason Tatum though, so it looks like he'd be playing and all too as well. I kind of anticipated him of not playing, coming off a 39-minute game against the Hornets there and all too as well. But I do buy the fact of him getting past the whole mental blockage of the last time he was in Madison Square Garden. That's where he ruptured ruptured his Achilles, unfortunately, and all too as well. So, opportunity to conquer some demons and all too as well. Able to, get a play, obviously more than a play or two, but get a few amount of possessions on that same side of the court to really, get past it and all too as well. Because it looks like through the standings that we have going, going into, April 9th tomorrow. Thursday at least and all too as well. The C's are still the 2nd seed. The Knicks are still the 3rd seed and all too as well. So it looks primed up for both teams to be facing each other again in the 2nd round and all too as well. So it's huge for Jason Tatum to at least go through the game tomorrow at least. Worst, best case scenario, at least he's getting the past demons, if there are any, at least and all too as well. Even though he did say he's not thrilled about going back over there, and even mentioned too as well, last time he was over there was a traumatic experience and all too as well for him and all too as well. So that's the only thing I look into this game at least. If Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Namish Queta don't play, it's hard to really gauge the Celtics with the Knicks at least and all too as well. The Knicks, I believe, do have a 2-1 advantage on the Celtics in matchups this year too as well, honestly. But the magic number for the Celtics is 1. So even if they lose this game on tomorrow, they'll have the Pelicans on Friday and Orlando on Sunday and all too as well. I would hope if they can't pull it off against the Knicks on Thursday, they figure it out on Friday, because Orlando as a 7th seed and will probably have something to play for, which is surprising to see. So we'll go over the standings real quick and all too as well. But I'm pretty sure Orlando's gonna have something to play for on Sunday. Nothing will be clinched. Yeah, nothing definitely will not be clinched and all too as well when we get into Sunday, the final day of the season, at least and all too as well. So clearly resting everybody. Not clearly resting everybody, but clearly resting probably most of the starters and all too as well in that game. It couldn't have been Sam Hauser that I saw. That was on the injury report and all too as well. But yeah, it won't be a full squad. Kind of anticipated and all too as well. The way they played against the Hornets and all too as well. Like I mentioned, Jason Tatum had played 39 minutes. Jaylen Brown played 43 minutes and all too as well. So great opportunity. If you sit in Namish Queta, great opportunity to have Vooch play 30, 35 minutes, maybe even 40 minutes in this game and all too as well. Probably like 30, 35. Give Luka Garza some run at least and all too as well. But yeah, and yeah, I guess that's where we're at with the C's at least on two as well. The magic number, like I said, the magic number is one, so they basically clinched the 2 seed at least in all two as well. I'm not sure if the Pistons. We'll go over the standings now, but I'm not sure if the Pistons have clinched the number 1 seed outright. I would think so at this point, at least in all two as well. They're sitting there at 58-22. How many games is that? Is that 80 games? They just played. Kate Cunningham just got back today too as well, honestly, for them. So that's great for them. And I believe they won. I'm trying to remember who they're facing tonight. Was it the T-Wolves? Was it the T-Wolves? No, the Bucks. There we go. They faced the Bucks and destroyed the Bucks tonight and all too as well. So they're looking good. I'm not sure if they clearly clinched the 1 seed there and all too as well, but pretty much clinched the 1. Celtics pretty much clinched the 2. The Knicks and the Cavs are playing around with the 3 and 4. Whoever wants to play the Hawks and all the Cavs. I just finished watching the Cavs and Hawks game. They just came off beating them and all, barely beating them, but beating them and all too as well. But 3 and 4, even though I say the Knicks are sitting there at the 3, it's still not guaranteed. They're only a half game up. Both teams, I think, still have 3 games left and all too as well to finish the season. Is my math good? Can I do that? 81 minus 3. Yeah, they got 3 games left and all too as well. 4. 3. Yeah, it's 3 games and all too as well for both teams. Maybe 3 games for the Knicks, 2 games left for that's what it looks like for the Cavs and all too as well. So 3-4 is not clinched, quote unquote, yet and all too as well. It seems like the Cavs have been playing to lose over the last week at least and all too as well, just based on them resting players at least and all too as well. But did they play everybody tonight? Looks like they did. I didn't see Jared Allen tonight, so I feel like that's the only guy that didn't play tonight. But he looked good against the Hawks. They just didn't close well. But the Hawks are gritty and tough. I'm not gritty and tough. You can say that about them and all too as well. So I can understand them being a little pesky to finish that game and all too as well. You got the Raptors 6, half game up on the Magic, as I mentioned, at number 7 and all too as well. So that's why I presume the Magic can have something to play for on Sunday against the Celtics and all too as well. It's gonna be hard. It's hard to think that thing will be that those seeds will be clinched by the end of the by Sunday. At least and all too as well before that game. You get the Philly at 8. They're not fully out of it too as well. They can still jump up to the 6 seed. Too as well. Even the 5 seed too as well. Atlanta lost today, as I mentioned, against Cleveland, so it's a half game towards everyone. 5-6 half game, 6-7 half game, 7-8 half game, and then 8-9 half game, and all too as well with the Sixers at 8 and the Hornets at 9 and all too as well. So Atlanta can jump. Quote unquote, Atlanta can still fall. I should say, to 10. I just don't see the Heat getting out of their 10th position and all too as well. So I'm very curious about that and all too as well. But any of these teams can be 5 outside of the Heat. I don't believe in the Heat at all to make a jump like that, but they can prove me wrong over the last 3 to 4 games or whatever games they have left and all too as well. But the Hornets can easily be 6. The Magic can easily be 6. The Sixers can easily be 6 too as well, and the Raptors can hold 6, depending if they can just win out the rest of the season and all too as well. So interesting. There's a question going around: who would the Celtics? Who would you, as a Celtics fan, who would you want to face the least, and who would you want to face the most? And the favorite pick is the Charlotte Hornets, which I kind of agree and all too as well. I just feel even with the Celtics' big win this past last night, this past Tuesday and all too as well, and even their big win when Jaylen Brown, Derek White didn't play, and Jason Tatum dropped 32 points and all too as well. I still think they still be a tough out and all too as well. Like I keep saying, you got a starting lineup with 5 players, no shorter than 6-7. And to me, you got 3 players, even though they didn't show it out against Boston and all too as well last night. I think you still got 3 guys that can drop 20 in any given night, and maybe 2 of them. I won't say 2 anymore because I feel like Brandon Miller has his flaws and all too as well, and Con Knipple is just a rookie and all too as well. You kind of saw, his rookiness, lack of a better word, against the Celtics, but came on a little bit in the fourth quarter and all too as well. So it's just, you don't know. I just like their potential. They show it out throughout the regular season. Put all the the marbles and the pressure up in there and all too as well. They just look, Brandon Miller and Con Knipple just look like players that can what's it called, they flourish in a situation like that and all too as well. The Sixers, obviously, they got 4 dope players. I mean, VJ Edgecombe is a rookie, so if you want to put him there, I understand. But you got Embiid, who can't play defense, so that's why I'm not so worried about them. But Paul George has probably been averaging 30 points, if not like 28, 29 points since he's been back from his PED suspension and all too as well, performance enhancing drugs, if no one knows what that means. And obviously Tyrese Maxey, who's been a multiple time All-Star and probably is an All-NBA player. I'm not sure if he's been an All-NBA player in the past, but it'd be hard not to think that he's an All-NBA player this year and all too as well. It's just with the injuries and all that stuff too as well, honestly. So, but yeah, you would think Philly's a tough matchup against Boston. Not really. I don't know. That's something I'm not really worried about and all. I am worried about the C's guarding those guards and Maxey and VJ Edgecombe because they're just energizer bunnies and all too as well. So it does take a full amount of focus to keep an eye on them and all too as well. Orlando just has flaws offensively. Maybe if Franz Wagner was healthy, maybe they'd be better offensively. I would still have my doubts because right now I have my doubts with Jamal Mosley and how even with that talent, and I get it, they have lack of a point guard there. Paulo Banchero is not the greatest playmaker in the world, and also how can they create offense and all, but I do put that on the coach to a degree of maybe it won't work in the playoffs of whatever can work, throughout the regular season, but it's just unfortunate that they just haven't seen anything offensively out of them and all too as well. So that's just my worry with the Magic and why they would fit the team I would like to see the most, at least in all the Raptors too. They kind of fit that. Philly in the middle because they have the talent, but the history against Boston doesn't have me worried as a fan, at least in all too as well. So, but I put them right in the middle because of that talent. You can put Miami up there for a team that I would like to see the most. I just don't think they make it past the play-in, but they would be up in there too as well. But the team I wouldn't want to see, the least team I would want to see is easily the Hornets. It's just they just have what's it called there? They just have the whole you just don't know what they can do. And LaMelo Ball just dropped like 35 points on the Celtics in 3 quarters and all too as well. So they just got talent there. Bob Conkanipple, Brandon Miller, and all too as well. And like I said, they play defense. Like they have some things that a team like that, if you saw in the playoffs, throw the experience out of it, you'd be scared of. It's just the experience thing is where they'll have that advantage eventually and all too as well. But I would still think the C's beat them. I could see it being a 6-game series, at least knows why. I wouldn't want to see it. Philly should be a 6 or 7-game series just based on the talent, but there's just something with the team is why I can't take them seriously and all too as well. Magic maybe get a game, and I would see the Raptors and the Heat in the sweep if the C's saw them in the first round and all too as well. If the Hawks fell a little bit too as well, I just expect them to keep that 5 seed. They've played well enough to hold it, but they're only half game up, just coming off this loss against the Cavs. So if they did fall into a position where they could get the 7th seed, I would put them right there with the Hornets, at least and all too as well, because I do think they can win a game or two against Boston. Boston's history against Atlanta has never been a smooth series and all too as well. And throw out the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown iteration, even the Boston Celtics championship team in 08 went 7 games against the Atlanta Hawks and Al Horford Hawks. I think Jeff Teague Hawks. This Hawks team, that type of Hawks team took that 08 Celtics team to 7 games at least and all too as well. And you can argue lack of experience as a cohesion team, at least not was part of it and all too as well. But still, I think this Hawks team, I think this Hornets team, even with the lack of experience or even like the lack of talent you would think they have on their teams and all, I just think they're better coached teams than most of these teams that are sitting from 5 to 10 and all too as well. And that's probably another reason why I probably have a little bit more nervousness with them too as well, honestly. The fact that you got Charles Lee as a coach, Quinn Snyder as a coach and all too as well. Spoelstra, we all know Spoelstra's dope, but the team is not the same and all too as well. I said my questions about Mike Mosley, Jamal Mosley and all too as well. The coach there in Toronto, I don't want to butcher his name, so I'm going to leave it alone. He's an interesting character, at least and all. I never liked the talent on the team, so I didn't think they were going to be a top 10 team, but he's formed them into a top 16 for most of the season and all too as well. So he's a fair question at coach and all too as well. But again, it'll be the Hornets. If the Hawks fell to the play-in scenario, those are the 2 teams I would least want to face as a Celtics fan and all too as well. And then, the most team, I would probably say the Heat, you know what I mean, for being real, and then the Raptors and the Magic after, and put Philly in the middle because they have the talent to think they could make a run in the Eastern Conference, but the history is the reason why my confidence wouldn't be too high on them too as well. So let's go to the Western side real quick. Let's see what we got. We got the Thunder and the Spurs clearly as the number 1 and 2 seeds. Um, Last time I was on the episode, the Lakers were getting blown out by the Thunder. I came to find out soon after that Luka came out of the game with a hamstring injury and all, and he's out for 4 to 8 weeks. And soon after, I think the news came out. I think that upcoming Saturday, it all too as well that Austin Reeves is out with an oblique injury, so he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks and all too as well. So they were looking like they were gonna get the 3 seed and all, but as you can see, the Nuggets have now taken the three seed from them. I'm not sure how. I don't think the Lakers will fall that much. There's only 3 games left and all too as well. But they're tied right now with the Rockets, so it's hard for me to think they're gonna hold that and all too as well. What's their schedule? Let me see their schedule. Got the Warriors, could be a W. Got the Suns, iffy, and you got the Jazz, should be a W, at least on two as well. So could go 2-1 in that scenario. We'll be looking at the Rockets. The Rockets are on like a 6-game winning streak too, so I don't know. But the Rockets' schedule looks a little bit more tougher. Got the Sixers. The T-Wolves have not been playing well lately, and all. Anthony Edwards is hurt, so I think that's the reason why their play was actually pretty decent when he first got hurt, saying they're beating the Celtics for the first time in Boston for the first time since like 2005 or 4 or something like that. It's been a long time since Minnesota won in Boston and all. So, but yeah, it looks like they're gonna hold on to that any longer and all too as well. So the Rockets may have an easier schedule than the Lakers at least and also, but we'll see. We'll see. I anticipate the Rockets getting the 4 seed and the Lakers getting the 5 seed, at least in all too as well. Looks like the Grizzlies, as I mentioned, Anthony Edwards is out in all too as well. So they've been dealing with the injury. I mean, he's been dealing with the injury bug and all too as well. So it looks like they're going to hold that 6 seed and all. Suns are 3.5, 3.5 behind with 3 or 4 games left and all too as well. Looks like they basically clinched that. Got the Clippers at 8, Trailblazers at 9, and Warriors at 10. If I had to place a scary team in the Western Conference, I would say the Suns at least and all too as well. I don't take them as serious as the what's it called there, as the Hornets at least and all too as well. They kind of fit more of the Hawks, you know what I mean, type of profile and all too as well. But I just think they can give a run of the money against the Thunder or the Spurs in the first round at least. And I wouldn't pick them, but I'm just saying. I think they can give them a run. I would like the Clippers more if Darius Garland and what's his name, Ben Mathurin, were on the team sooner this year and all too as well. Maybe they can make some noise in the first round. I just don't think it's enough. Maybe if they had Zubac and they had those two together, but they had to get rid of Zubac to get Mathurin anyway and all too as well. So they could be a scary team. It's like they're like the Sixers in the Eastern Conference and all too as well. Same type of profile. You got Kawhi at least on two as well. So, but it's the Clippers, curse or history, whatever you want to call it, at least in all two as well. So that's the reason why I don't trust them as much. The Suns have looked good all year. You have Devin Booker, an Olympian, the guy who dropped 44 points with Kevin Durant in the same playoff game against the Denver Nuggets a few years back and all too as well. So, went to the finals too a few years back and all too as well. So definitely a performer and all too as well, in the right position and all too as well. Jordan Knott's been the dope coach for them this year too as well, even though the record may not be of the Mazzulas or the J.B. Bickerstaffs of the world. Even Mitch Robinson, obviously, too, as well with the Spurs. I think he should be a high candidate for Coach of the Year and all, too, as well. So, but yeah, if there was a scary team in the West that can make some noise in the first round, I would obviously pick the Suns here, at least and all, too, as well. Coming off a tough loss with the Rockets. But the Rockets, we'll see. I have my my issues with their coach there, Ime Udoka. And yeah, I'm a Celtics fan, and we all know we got fired unceremoniously by the team and all too. But it's a little deeper than that because he just doesn't woo me with his offensive concepts and all too as well. There's a lot of blame that the Jays couldn't get the job done in the NBA Finals, and I'm looking at a guy that just really isn't running an offense and all too as well. And then you got Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser on your bench and all too as well. And look how impactful they were for the Boston Celtics in their next year, at least on 23, and then obviously their championship run in 24. And look at last year and look at this year, at least in all two as well. So and all two as well. So but what's it? Yeah, but yeah, I lost my train of thought there and all too as well. But yeah, for Ime Udoka, my questions with him offensively at least and all. They finally have started Reece Shepherd there, and I think it really has contributed. Oh, they've won 7 games in a row, but I think it really has contributed them to their winning at least and all too as well. Gentlemen that I speak to on Twitter from time to time too as well just brought up a great point about floor spacing and all too as well. I think that's what they were missing. I do feel like they should be using Sengun more as a playmaker and all. Looked great in the first stretch of the season and all, and it went left after too as well. Even left off an All-Star bout after coming off an All-Star year last year. It's to me, I put it on Udoka and why he's on a back-to-back All-Star, especially the way he was starting, his 3-point numbers, the way he was starting and all too as well. So that's where my questions are with Houston. Got a dope, talented team. I just question the coach and what he does with their offense and all too as well. So, but I just think it's a 3-team race for the Western Conference and all. I put Thunder, Nuggets, then Spurs, but Spurs are 60-19. Have won. I think they were winning. I'm trying to remember. Let's just say they've won 10 games in a row twice this season and all too as well. So obviously hot. Can't deny how hot they are too as well. I really do question their experience level in this type of situation and all too as well. If De'Aaron Fox is there, so it could be a dope. He can be a dope sidekick for Wemby in the playoffs and all. But Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe. I'm thinking about all the rookies now, but Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Julian Shenpenny. I just have my questions on how are they streaky or are they consistent and all too as well. That's why I have trust in D Fox. Showed it with the Kings, the rest of the team. And look at their team now. Anyway, and even though Malik Monk had some moments there with them in the playoffs and all too as well, but the team that he was with is not the same that he has now. Obviously, he's got Victor Wembanyama on his team and all too as well. So, but I just see one cog for a team that's used so many cogs and all. I just have my questions with it. Carter Bryant, I'm a huge fan of. It's just they just started playing him more too as well. How well will he play in the playoffs and all too as well? Harrison Barnes is an experienced guy, but do I trust him? Not really. Playing with Wemby could be different and all too as well, so I'll be fair. And obviously they got my guy Luke Cornett there, but how much of an impact can he have? Even though he had his Bill Russell game in Game 5 against the Knicks and all too as well to stave off elimination for one game at least and all too as well. But how impactful can he be in a 7-game series and all too as well? So I just have my questions with just their experience and all too as well. Denver is just lit. Their offense execution is just off the charts and all too as well. A team that don't play defense, but I trust that they step it up in the playoffs. They showed that last year. They're sitting there in an 89-84 game against the OKC Thunder in either Game 5 or Game 6 in that series that they had against the Thunder and all too as well. So that team I trust more that can take down the Thunder and all too as well. Let me go back. Let me reel it back a little bit. If I'm going to let me say this. Let me stop saying the Suns as a scary team. Let me say the Minnesota Timberwolves are a scary team going into the playoffs. Now Anthony Edwards is not healthy, so huge if there and all too as well if they can. But I like the Ayo Dosunmu pickup. They traded Mike Conley to get Ayo Dosunmu and ironically signed him after he got waived by the Bulls and all too as well. And they just fired their general manager and all, or general managers apparently and all too as well. But where was I? Keep losing my train of thought. There we go. But I should stop saying the Suns at least, because I just want to pick a team in the play-in that can make some noise in the first round. But if there was a scary team in the Western Conference that can go to the finals, I think it's more the T-Wolves and the Spurs at least, and all, because you're looking at a team that's been to, is it 3 straight or 2 straight? 2 straight Western Conference Finals and all too as well. Haven't looked good in any of them. Got swept by the Mavs in 24 and got gentlemen swept by the Thunder and last year's Conference Finals and all too as well. But Anthony Edwards is better at least in all too as well. Is his playmaking better in the playoffs and all too as well. I feel you got a glimpse of it against the Lakers. I will be fair. Curry getting hurt, I don't think you really saw it there. I think you saw, even though LeBron got hurt, Luka got hurt, I think you saw his dominance a bit more. Julius Randle was more. I mean, Julius Randle was scoring a whole bunch there too as well. So I'll just be fair there at least and all. But you saw what he can do, and you kind of saw it too the year before when he swept the Suns and all too as well. So could this be the year he puts it all together and all too as well? I heard, one thing I am annoyed with Anthony Edwards, the Jays, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown got so many questions, since they made the finals and all too as well, and now the media has proclaimed, Anthony Edwards is the face of the league and all too as well. It's gone now because Wemby has been killing it this year, and also we're not really having those type of conversations as we used to last year and all too as well. But I feel like there should be more pressure on him or more talk about him getting over the top, especially for a player who's been the back-to-back conference finals at least and all too as well. But if there was but let me just say that if there was a scary team that can make a run in the finals outside of my favorites and the Thunder and the Nuggets, I would put the T-Wolves there more than the Spurs at least. I know it's a crazy take, but it's just I really do question the experience of the Spurs. And I'm not saying they got to be like the T-Wolves and lose 2 times in the playoffs. I just think they just need one playoff run. The Warriors needed one playoff run, dynasty. The Thunder needed one playoff run. Look what they did last year and all too as well. Maybe you can count that they were in the play-in the year before, but still, they didn't have any real playoff experience and all. Lost to the Dallas Mavericks next year, championship and all too as well. Even the Celtics too, like the Jays, went through, what is it? What happened in 21? I'm trying to remember what happened in 21. Okay, Jaylen Brown was hurt, so we're not going to count that one. But 22 finals, 23 down 3-0 to the Miami Heat at least and all too as well. Then you finally get over the top in 24. And that doesn't have to be that deep. And when I'm mocking the Spurs with the experience part, but I just feel like what's his name there? Michael Wilbon from PTI even says it too. You just got to get your heart broken once. And I just feel like that's where the Spurs are kind of being set up at least and all too as well. Drake May, my boy Drake May just went through it and all too as well. You just got to deal with it. Doesn't come sometimes. I mean, Tom Brady proved he can come that quick, but it ain't for everybody is what I'm trying to say at least and all too as well. Wemby could fit that and could be something different at least and all too as well. His defensive prowess, to me, will be the reason why the Spurs will make the playoffs and all too as well. I question his playmaking in a 7-game series at least and all too as well. So when double teams come, can he just make the right decision all the time and all too as well? Youth, inexperience, I should say, can hurt in that type of instance and all too as well. I'll be fair to Wemby. He's played in international games for a good amount of his career at least and all before going in to his first playoffs in the NBA and also that could be big for him. I'm trying to remember Luka's first playoff experience. Ooh, I know I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if the bubble was his first time in the playoffs. So I doubt Luka struggled in the playoffs and all too. Was when he first got in there. I'm just trying to remember his first one. I can't remember his first playoff series at least off the top of my head. But he did, came in rookie of the year. Mavericks traded Dennis Smith Jr. away and took over at least and all. I'm not sure if they made the playoffs his first year when he took over, but the next year after definitely did and all too as well. Yeah, I think it could have been the second year right after, man. I had a buddy who was big on Luka Doncic. I was kind of downing him and all too as well as it's the white thing. I'm not gonna lie. The guy can barely jump over paper and all too as well. But I got learned of Luka the Don. About I think it must have been his second year in the league. Honestly, I didn't think he was gonna explode like that so soon and all too as well. But international play was a big reason why Luka Doncic. Even though, big reason why Luka Doncic was so successful coming into the league so quickly and all too as well. Not the same leagues, because I believe Luka Doncic played like for Real Madrid or something like that, and Wemby played for a French team or something like that too. I know the Real Madrid team is a serious European team over the across the water at least and all too. I know the French league isn't as strong at least and all too as well. So. But yeah, that could be like the one thing where my knock of experience for Wemby could turn on the other head at least and all, because he's played so much internationally and all too as well. Defensively, it should work big time for him. His size alone is going to work at least and all. He's already proven to be a great defender soon as he's come into the association and all too as well. So, but that's the one thing maybe that experience could really that experience could help for Wemby in his first playoffs and all too as well. But like I keep saying, the Western Conference a tad overrated, just a little top heavy. You know what I mean? When you look at the Eastern Conference, real quick, let me have fun with this at least. You can say the Pistons, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Cavs. And if things go right, I'm not going to push it, but if things go right, the Sixers at least can go to the finals. That's 5 teams to me. When I look at the West, it's just 3 teams. And I'm forcing it, you know what I mean? With the Spurs and the T-Wolves at least, it's really just 2. We're talking about the Thunder and the Nuggets, honestly, too, as well. Spurs, if they beat the inexperienced thing, in the conversation. The T-Wolves, if they start, talk about bad habits with the Celtics and all, the T-Wolves fit the bad habits realm, too, as well, honestly. So if they just get out of their bad habits, maybe they can be, maybe they could be a championship contender and all. But those are huge maybes and all, too, as well. When I look at the East, at least, the only maybe to me is the Sixers, at least, and all, too, as well. The Cavs have been close, at least, and all. Can James Harden could be the guy to get them over the hump, at least, and all. The Knicks got close for the first time in 25 years. Can he get over the hump with the new coach, at least, and all? Is Jason Tatum just healthy enough to assist Jaylen Brown for what he's done to get over the hump, at least, and all, too, as well? Detroit, I can't put with the inexperienced things. I've mentioned teams that just have one postseason experience and how far they go. Detroit has some experience now, too, as well. You question their offense a bit, but their defense is so good. They're going to be in games and all, too, as well. And last year in the playoffs, they showed that they can be in close games and win them, too, as well, honestly, even if the refs don't want to give them a W and all, too, as well. But I just look at the East, and you have more championship contenders and all, too, as well. And nobody saw the Pacers making a run in the finals like that, too, as well, from the Eastern side, too, as well, honestly. There's never been that type of surprise in the West and all, because it's always top heavy and all, too, as well. But going in, I think that's it I got for the NBA, and I'll go into the last week of the regular season. I'll probably have an episode on Monday after the top 6 of each conference has been set, and then we'll go into the play-in and all, too, as well. But how much time did I go in? 40 minutes or so? NBA? I'm trying to think of any other topics. Now I got my man Vince in the chat and all, too, as well, I guess. Yeah. Shout out to Angel Reese getting traded to Atlanta, Georgia's locally and all, too, as well. It really is a dope move. The 2 first-round draft picks are a little odd to me and all, too, as well, because I look at Angel Reese as as a center, at least, and all, too, as well, not a perimeter player and all, too, as well. I am not sure how the W values their players and all. They just started paying them $1 million plus and all, too, as well. So it's kind of, I don't know how they value them and all, too, as well. But for like a community thing, though, I'm not gonna lie, Angel Reese coming to Atlanta, I think it's a cool thing. Came in front for her rookie year and all. Caitlin Clark obviously had the Storm, or pause, I don't want to use that word because the Seattle Storm are in the WNBA, but she created a frenzy. Clayton Clark created the frenzy in the WNBA when she first came in when she first made her appearance in the WNBA in her first season. And most of WNBA arenas are usually smaller, probably hold like 10, not even 10, probably 5 to 10,000 people, depending on the what's the word there? Depending on the venue, there we go, and all, too, as well. But Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark did that in like mostly every WNBA city and all. They had to take their games outside of those small venues that WNBA teams usually play and put them in the NBA venues so they can hold the 20 to 30,000, not the 20 to 30, but the 10 to 20,000 that wanted to go see her and all, too, as well. Angel Reese out here in Atlanta did that on her own at State Farm Arena for a game. I'm not sure how many times she's done that, but I remember a game at the Gateway Center at College Park, at least, and all, too, as well. Those tickets were the highest tickets I've ever seen. Probably the next highest tickets were for Sue Bird's last game with the Seattle Storm when she came out to Atlanta. Those tickets were ridiculous. I was hoping to go because I didn't think WNBA tickets would be expensive, and then I saw those tickets like, oh, those are pretty expensive, and all this is coming off of the I think the C's made the finals that summer, too, as well. So I wasn't spending that much money on on basketball tickets that summer and all, too, as well. But Angel Reese coming to Atlanta her first season was able to sell out the State Farm Arena and was selling tickets at the Gateway Center in College Park, compared to Sue Bird's retirement tour when she came out here with the Seattle Storm in 20, I think it was 21, if not 22. and all too as well. So for that alone, definitely worth the 2 first-round draft picks. Basketball-wise, we'll see. I think the Dream were in the playoffs last year and all too as well. So it could be a great addition and all too as well. Already got Brittany Griner there too as well. So a potential like double big type of lineup. It didn't work with her and Camille Cardoza from where'd she go? South Carolina and all too as well. It didn't work with those two there. They both got drafted by the Chicago Sky in the top 10. But maybe it will work better. Brittany Griner's more of a veteran too as well. Both those ladies were rookies, playing for the Sky that season and all too as well. So maybe things are different and all too as well. And people tell me the Sky are not run well apparently and all too as well. So maybe that's part of it and all too as well. And yeah, I'll give you that, Vince. Back to like the Clippers and what I said about the Clippers and the Sixers, at least and all too as well. Cursed, Philly's been cursed forever. Since Larry Brown and Allen Iverson and all too as well, then the curse of the Clippers and all too as well. They got the rosters to think that the Clippers don't have the roster, but they got Kawhi Leonard, and we all know about Kawhi Leonard. If you're a basketball fan, at least and all too as well, of his dominance, what he did to LeBron James in the 2014 Finals, going to Toronto, winning a championship there when nobody expected it, and all too as well. So we know about his greatness there too as well, honestly. But he plays for the Clippers, so that's why we have the questions there. And then again for the Sixers and all too as well. Dope roster, but a team that hasn't been able to get out the second round since Allen Iverson and Larry Brown, at least and all too as well. So that's just, even though those two teams have a profile of making some noise in the playoffs, their history doesn't fit it and all too as well. And some people, if not a lot of people, label both teams as cursed cursed basically and all too as well. So, but yeah, a little WNBA and back to the NBA stuff real quick. But let me get into the Sox real quick. We got a little winning streak for them and all too as well. So, winning 2 games in a row. Let's not call it a winning streak and all too as well, but prospects of a winning streak with the starter that they'll be facing next, at least and all too as well. But let's talk about today's game. Cool game this afternoon and all too as well, as I mentioned to start the episode and all too as well. Sonny Gray, back-to-back great starts for the Sox and all too as well. There's a lot of questions about Sonny Gray and all, but he's been your most consistent pitcher so far this season. Is that crazy to say? I don't think it's crazy to say. You're in all games that he's pitched, at least and all too as well. I believe he was in the game where Willie Abreu hit that home run to tie the game against the Cincinnati Reds in Game 2 of the season and all too as well. So you've been in every game that he's pitched. Apparently his swing and miss stuff isn't as high as it's supposed to be and all, because apparently he either almost or had 200 strikeouts last year and all too as well. So, but he's been your most consistent pitcher right now. Garrett Crochet against Houston wasn't great, even though I blame the defense more than I blame Garrett Crochet. I would never do that. I don't got time to be blaming my ace like that too as well. But to be fair to Sonny Gray, you've been in every baseball game that he's pitched so far this year too as well. So big shout out to him. I think he got into the 7th inning today too as well and left with a standing ovation from the crowd and all too as well. So big start from him. Goose eggs and all too as well. I think that's the first goose eggs the Sox have given up this season. Can I see the games real quick? Let's see. Goose egg. Yep. The only goose egg this year. Yep. And he gave you a goose egg and all too as well. Who came in to help? Greg Weissert came in to help. He was fine, finally. They didn't give up the game. I think he gave up a walk, so I was kind of worried there, whatever. But he was fine there and all too as well. Who else came in? Let me look. Let's get the pictures up. Why is he gave up a hit. All right, my bad. He gave up a hit, so it made me nervous and all too as well. But since the Sox piled in runs in the 8th inning and all too as well, I think in the 8th. Could have been the 7th and all too as well. 7th or the 8th, whatever inning it was, because they had Chapman up. Going into the 8th at least and all too as well, or going into the top of the 8th, but they were in the bottom of the 7th. There we go. But yeah, they tacked some runs in the bottom of the 7th, so they were fine. Chapman was able to rest and all. And I think Robert Semeningo pitched his first outing of his career, I should say, at least and all too. It looked like he struck out the side too as well. And I do remember the first strikeout, because they threw the ball to the dugout for his first strikeout and all too as well. But it looked like he struck out the side. And Ryan Watson, who's been a contributor to the bullpen, with Justin Slayton now on the IL and all too as well. So that's fun stuff there too as well. The bullpen's been a bit of a struggle, and now you lose one of your best guys, at least and all too as well, to set you up to your closer and Chapman at least, no. But the game prior, where Crochet pitched and he was awesome. He just what's it called? Ran out of gas. I can say, you can say at least, for lost some, my God, ran out of gas in the seventh inning against the Brewers and all too as well, but was shutting them down. Let me get the stats for him. I don't think he touched 10. I'm not going to pronounce his name real quick. Hold up. Let me get his name. But the pitcher for the Brewers had 10 strikeouts, and he was awesome for them. And I had to watch the highlights again, and I kind of missed his start to begin the game, at least on two as well. But he was dope there. But what was Crochet's stats? 7 strikeouts, at least, and 2 as well. 2 walks, so you hope he can find the control a little bit. I think that's what kind of hurt him against the Astros, and 2 as well. I will be fair. I couldn't watch any of those games against the Astros. That was a complete demolition by them. Yohan Alvarez, a beast against the Sox in that series, and 2 as well. So, but definitely, but like I said, Garrett Crochet better in Game 2 against the Brewers, and 2 as well. Looked like his old self. Compared to the Houston Astros, and I do blame the defense to a degree there too as well. They had one error against the Brewers when Crochet pitched at least on 2 as well. Yeah, I think they couldn't. Trevor Story and Marcelo Meyer couldn't get a double play together and all 2 as well. I'm pretty sure that's where the error came from and all 2 as well. So the defense tried to mess it up for Crochet again and all. But I wanted to bring that up because they came off this last game against the Brewers this afternoon with no errors and all 2 as well. And I want to give a shout out to their offense and all 2 as well against. Let me get the pitcher's name right. I'm a big fan. This guy throws 100 with ease and all 2 as well. So I want to get his name right. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to butcher it. Let me see it first. Mizorowski, there we go. Yeah, Jacob Mizorowski and all 2 as well. He was 4 walks there and all 2 as well. But that's why I wanted to give a shout out to the Red Sox offense at least and all 2 as well. They stacked up the pitches on Mizorowski. I'm gonna have to work on that. And they stacked up the pitches on today's pitcher today too as well. Let me get his name. And all 2 as well. Yeah, Shane Drohan, apparently a prospect for the Sox this year, got traded to the Brewers when the Sox acquired Caleb Durbin and Andrew Monastero. I gotta get these names right. Yeah, Monastero. I want to make sure I get these names right. But yeah, just how many walks did he have today? He had another 4 walks too. So that's why you have to give credit to the Red Sox offense. Like I mentioned in the last episodes, that's why I was kind of optimistic about this season when they looked the way they looked in the first 2 games of the season, where they weren't striking out because that's all they did last year. Through this bad stretch, that's what they started doing all over again. And I'll be fair to them. Started pressing. I'm pretty sure of it. Some guys like Caleb Durbin are looking for their first hit and all, and they're just pressing at the plate. Roman Anthony, you can see, is pressing, throwing the football, throwing the baseball, and at a point in certain instances at the plate because he's striking out heavy right now too as well. And he didn't look like that in any time last year and all too as well. Even the first 2 games of the season, he looked pretty decent and all too as well. So I think guys like Roman Anthony, Trevor Story was kind of pressing. Shout out to Cora. This is where I give Cora credit because this is where I say the haters of Craig Breslow, you do have a point, but you got a guy like Alex Cora who can clean it all up and all too as well. I like what he's doing now, taking Trevor Story out of the two hole and putting him at the number 5. Based on the stats I was hearing when I was watching the game today, 6 RBIs since Trevor Story's has been hitting at the 5 spot and all too as well. So I want him there. I've never been a fan of him at the number 2 spot. I personally want Jarren Duran at the number 1 and Roman Anthony at the 2. If Roman Anthony continues to scuffle the way he's going, that's how I would want it. You got Willie Abreu now at 4, who's been your hottest hitter for the Sox so far this year, and Wilson Contreras, who got a little tempered against the Brewers and all too as well. Apparently he's been hit by this team 24 times in his career and hit by a pitcher 6 times. I forgot the pitcher the first night at least and all too as well. But he's picked it up and all too as well. I love his swing. He's got a violent swing and all too as well. So I'm hoping the slugging that you could have picked up from Alonso, you got it from Contreras and all. The way he swings that bat violently, especially the way he pulls it. There is opportunity there. Smashed one in Game 1 against the Brewers and all too as well. If the bullpen could have kept it together, maybe a tie game there. We're in the extra innings, and maybe you swept the Brewers this past week, at least and all too as well. But with the offense, at least, Wilson Contreras, Willie Abreu at 3 and 4, I love it. Those guys have shown no fear so far this year and all too as well, especially William Abreu. Caleb Durbin's beginning to figure it out. A couple more hits this past couple of days and all too as well. I'm loving Ceddanne Rafaela's approach. I think he got another walk today and all too as well. I hope that continues and all too as well. But you hope Robert Anthony can figure it out. He did pick up 2 walks today, so that's a good sign. The one thing about him is always his eye. Everything else, everything else just a plus in my opinion. I feel like the best part of him is his eye. That's why he leads off for the team and all too as well. And I don't want to say like Roman Anthony doesn't have the ability to lead off. He was awesome last season leading off for the Boston Red Sox and all too as well. So I get it, but I feel like if Jarren Duran is continuing to struggle a bit, I feel like the best place for him is number 1, and you can put Anthony at 2, and now you're looking at a Duran at 1 and Anthony at 2. Who's there at 3? Wilson Contreras at 3, William Abreu at 4, Trevor Story at 5, and then I expect more from Narvaez honestly too as well. So maybe you can put him at 6, because if you can have Durbin, Marcelo Meyer, I don't get the whole Isaiah Connor-Falefa thing, but he did pick up a hit today. I think it was a bunt single and all too as well. So we'll see there and all too as well. I'm not a fan of his bat, his swing. It's very light and all too as well. So, but I get it. Romy Gonzalez is out for a while. I'm not sure how long, but I know he had something to do with. I know there's something wrong with his shoulder, either surgery or he's got he got arrested or something like that too as well. So I understand the reason why they're playing Isaiah Connor-Falefa and all too as well. So probably build that platoon when you got Romy back and all too as well. But kind of, I'm not over it yet and all too as well. I get it and all too as well. He is a solid veteran too as well that the team does need. You got a lot of young players on your team. Roman Anthony, young guy. I'm not sure about Monasterio, but I'm pretty sure he's a young guy too as well. William Abreu, young guy. Caleb Durbin, young guy. Ceddanne Rafaela, young guy. Marcelo Meyer, who didn't play today, young guy. Jarren Duran, who didn't play today, young guy and all too as well. So a lot of young guys in the line, in the lineup and all too as well. That's why I'm a big fan of Wilson Contreras, the way he stepped up in this series and all too as well. Kind of need a leader to step out of the lineup guys at least and all too as well. Trevor Story, cool, but I feel like his impact doesn't match. You know what I mean? Wilson Contreras, especially if he can give you some, it's the power thing is what I'm looking for. William Abreu's been awesome, showing you some power. I think Wilson Contreras can help you out a bit more with that power and all too as well. But yeah, finally got some dubs. Sox are 4-8 now too as well. Now they're going against St. Louis, where they get to see old friend Dustin May in this game. And I think it's Dustin May. Do they show it here? They don't show him here. But I believe it's Dustin May versus Connolly Early, who's looked good this year too as well. 2 out of his 3 starts, he's been solid and all too as well. So I'm excited for it. Just seems like he didn't have control against the who did he face? The Reds. Was this game 3? Last game of the series against the Reds, I think he faced them. I'm trying to remember. Could have been game 2. But game 2 or 3. Looked okay. Just wasn't able to locate his stuff. His stuff still looked nasty, too as well. But just seeing the inability to locate, unfortunately, against the Reds and all too as well. So maybe we can figure out against St. Louis. St. Louis seems to be better than what they are. They're not supposed to be a good team and all too as well. As I mentioned, they're facing Dustin May this Friday and all too as well. And apparently he hasn't looked good. So the offense has been awesome. Stacking up pitches on the starting pitcher, at least, and all taking walks and all too as well. If they can continue that, like they started the first 2 games of the season, there's no reason not to like this team and all too as well. Today, let's be fair. Today is what you're kind of expecting from the Boston Red Sox all season. Get up early a little bit, add 2-3 runs, and pitch the rest of the game and all too as well. You're not going to give up goose eggs in every game, but the way Crochet and Gray have looked, you expect that to continue. Suarez has an 8.4 ERA. You expect that to get better. Bayo's a question. I'll be fair there. So we'll see about that. Yohan Olivedo, who I was kind of excited about, who they picked up from Pittsburgh, is on the IL and all too as well. So we'll see how long it takes for him to get back and all too as well. Peyton Toley's doing his thing in the minor leagues. I just heard Cutter Crawford is about to make a rehab start on Saturday. And who else just made a rehab start today? Patrick Sandoval just made a rehab start today too as well. So we'll see about Bayo. Bayo was able to figure it out in the mid half of the season on, and until he lost it against the Yankees in the playoffs and all too as well. So you're hoping he just pick up, he can get streaky at least and all too as well. But the way Gray is looking, solid number 3 to me. He's a 3 to me. And Crochet is looking just fine, so he's your number 1. Suarez is the guy I'm expecting to be your number 2. And I'll be fair to him. He got the whole WBC thing. Older guy, too, as well, even though Sonny Gray's older. So, but to be fair to Suarez, he's pitched more over the last couple seasons with the Phillies being in the playoffs and all, too, as well. I would think he's pitched more. I'm not going to assume, but I would guess that he's pitched more than Sonny Gray, who has, he's played for the Cardinals, I believe, for the last couple seasons, and they haven't been good and all too as well. Did I glitch up? Or I thought I glitched up and all. Maybe it's a sign that we should probably end it and all too as well. So, but yeah, we got the Sox in 3-game series against the Cardinals and all too as well. I mentioned Suarez. I think he's going game 2, and I think Bayo's going game 3 and all too as well. So we'll see how those guys look. Those are your bad half of the starting rotation all too as well. Like I said, Gray's been awesome, pretty awesome in his first 3 starts. Crochet has been Crochet in 2 of his 3. Connolly Early's been pretty good in 2 of his 3 too as well. Just kind of located stuff in his last start and all too as well. So, but we'll see there. Like I said, Sox got 3 there, 4 and 8. Let's hope they can sweep. And we're 7 and 8, and we're excited about that because of a 1 and 5, and then a 2 and 8 start and all too as well. So, but looks like I'll end it there and all too as well. Like I said, I'll probably be back next Monday. Probably have 2 episodes next Monday. Next week I should say. Monday, react to the top 6 of each conference in the NBA and all, and then probably react to the Boston Red Sox series and all too as well against the St. Louis Cardinals, and then I'll probably drop another episode going into the playoffs, probably Thursday or Friday before. Whenever the last playing game is, probably drop an episode there. Maybe the Saturday morning before the games start on Saturday afternoon, at least not too as well. I think the Sox are playing the Twins midweek after the Cardinals series, so I'm sure I'll react there. Maybe the Sox will be above 500 at that time too as well. Maybe. I'm crossing fingers too as well. So I'll end it there. Like I keep saying, if you guys are watching on the YouTube side, please press on that subscribe button to help support the podcast. Share, and all to help support the podcast. And if you guys are on the podcast side listening, please add us to your library for any past, present, and future episodes. And leave us a rating to help support the podcast and all too as well. So we'll talk soon. Peace.